Hey, I'm so excited to kick off season 3, our series of Pillar Talk with you. January is the perfect time for a fresh start and shaping how we want to thrive into 25 and beyond. This episode is for anyone who's sober curious or maybe thinking about cutting back on alcohol or ready to redefine their relationship with alcohol. I will share my own sobriety journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between, along with some practical tips to get you started. Plus, I'll tell you about my free 21-day sobriety challenge that's here to help you stay motivated. So stick around for all the details. Welcome to The Secrets in the Powder Room, where we share stories and open up conversations about all the secrets women are forced to keep out of fear and shame. I'm Louise Bryant, professional certified coach, intuitive eating counsellor, and trauma-informed domestic abuse specialist and survivor. We're here to support you on your healing journey and help you feel like you're not alone. This is not to be a replacement of your own professional, medical, or legal advice. This podcast contains adult language and content. Listener discretion is advised. Right, let's face it, alcohol is everywhere. It's woven into celebrations, socialising, and even stress relief. It's so normalised that we often don't realise how much we rely on it. So deciding to step away can feel overwhelming, but sobriety isn't about giving something up. It's about gaining something much, much better. By letting go of alcohol, you're creating space for your healing, for your growth, and for deeper connections with yourself and other people around you, believe it or not. Sobriety is a radical act of self-love, one of those that has the power to transform your life in ways that you just can't imagine. So I want to share my journey because I know how isolating it can feel to struggle with alcohol. Growing up, drinking was normal. My dad and brother were both in bands, and weekends often revolved around pubs and gigs. And alcohol wasn't just a drink, it was part of our lifestyle and a way also to numb emotions that I didn't know how to deal with. And as a teenager, I turned to alcohol and drugs as a coping mechanism for what I now know was a coping mechanism for some childhood trauma possibly, but also it was the culture. We were all that was what we did in the 90s. And something I only truly fully understood later through therapy is how alcohol played a big part in my numbing out my feelings. Now in my 20s, I found myself in an abusive relationship where alcohol was ever present. So it became both a source of comfort and a tool to survive in a painful and chaotic environment. But also it was part of our so-called fun times as well. But then later on, I met my husband and drinking remained a part of our lives and my life, except obviously during my pregnancies and breastfeeding. But when I had my injury on my right hand and I was forced to give up my career as a hairdresser, I found myself drinking more to numb both the physical and the emotional pain. And also because I couldn't drive anymore, it also became a ritual, a vodka in the afternoon and a wine at night, all under the disguise of maybe taking the edge off. And when I became a coach, I realised that I needed to live in alignment with the person I wanted to be. So in 2019, I quit drinking for the first time and it felt amazing. I was clear-headed, confident and free. It was tough, it was a hard thing to do. And the fact that my husband was still drinking, obviously there was lots of challenges, and my friendship circle would be, oh, I'll have a drink. It just wasn't everyone's like, why are you giving up alcohol? You're not an alcoholic. I wasn't going to AA meetings or anything, but not that I'm knocking AA meetings, because I know friends that have gone to AA meetings and have found them fantastic and very, very helpful. But then life threw me a curveball when I moved to the coast. I felt lonely and I thought I could handle drinking again, convincing myself that I could intuitively drink. as an intuitive eating counsellor, I intuitively all the time, why not? Of course I can intuitively drink, but it didn't work out like that. Old patterns resurfaced really quickly and drinking became a daily habit again. And my children noticed, and I hated the example that I was setting. So in 2023, I reached another turning point, and I wanted to process my trauma through therapy. I know I spoke about this in some other podcasts of mine, but my trauma, something that happened to me when I was 19 had resurfaced when I moved. And I think a lot of the drinking was trying to numb that out, because this trauma was happening every night when I was going to bed. This presence of this trauma, this PTSD was coming up every single night. So I think the drinking was helping. I thought was helping me to not feel that. However, it was probably making it worse. And my therapist said that I couldn't have therapy with her or fully heal while drinking. So that was a bit of a wake-up call for me, and I made the decision that I was done with alcohol for good. So now I'm sober again, and this time it feels permanent. Sobriety has given me a stronger relationships with other people, and it's a much healthier habit, obviously, and I have a clearer vision of my future when I'm not drinking. I've also trained now as a sobriety coach to help others through this process, and it's not as a replacement for medical or therapeutic care, but as a coach who can provide practical and emotional support. So if you're ready to explore your sobriety, here are 5 simple steps to help you begin. Start by setting your intentions. Reflect on your why. Why do you want to change your relationship with alcohol? Write it down, and you can revisit this whenever you need some more motivation. Then track your progress. So celebrate every day that you don't drink, whether it's in a journal or on an app or on a calendar. And remember that the small wins build big momentum. Build a support system. So if you're a female, you can join my WhatsApp community group and connect with other people that might be going on the same journey as you, or find a different support group, or join my Facebook group. You don't have to do this alone. Find your tribe, find your people that you can share your wins with, and then educate yourself. So learn how alcohol affects your mind and body. Knowledge is empowering, and this will reinforce your decision. And be kind to yourself. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And if you slip up, don't dwell on it, forgive yourself, and just keep going. Thank you for spending this time with me. If my story resonates with you, I hope it inspires you to rethink your relationship with alcohol. Sobriety isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. It's about creating a life that you deserve. So if you're ready to start your journey, join me on the 21-day sobriety challenge, and you'll receive daily emails filled with tips, journaling prompts, and encouragements. Plus, if you're a woman, you have access to the supportive WhatsApp group of like-minded individuals. And to sign up, you can visit louisebryant.coach/services, or click the link in bio, and let's start 2025 with intention and purpose. And if you have a story to share, I'd love to hear it. You can submit your story anonymously using the link in the description. Your story might be featured in a future podcast episode, or even in the book that I'm currently writing. Thank you for listening to this episode of Secrets in the Powder Room podcast with me, Louise Bryant. Please remember to subscribe, like, share the podcast, and leave a review if you find any of the podcasts inspiring. And until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, you've got this.